Kingdom Hearts 4 is still a mystery in a lot of ways. Now, I could dedicate a video to discussing the lengthy wait and speculate on the whys and hows of the matter, but rather than do something the community has already been rightfully embroiled in, I would much prefer to share my hopes not of future Disney worlds or even gameplay features, but of one of the most iconic and meaningful things in the franchise. And yes, of course, I mean boss fights. Kingdom Hearts has always delivered some of the most emotional, unforgettable fights in gaming, and with where the story's heading, the possibilities are insane. Some of these entries on my list are teased by the story so far, and others are just what I've imagined in the spaces between. Some of them could happen in Kingdom Hearts 4, and others sometime after. But either way, these are 5 fights that if they happen, I'm certain would be unforgettable.
I could tell you that I dream of world peace, when I'm actually planning for its destruction. The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
At number 5, I have the Master of Masters. Honestly, a fight with him just feels inevitable at this point. He's been sitting at the edge of the story for so long, pulling strings, setting things in motion, but we've barely seen him actually do anything. And that's exactly why a boss battle with him could be incredible. You see, it's not just about the fight itself, it's also about what he represents. Facing him wouldn't just be a battle of strength, I imagine it would also be a bit of a battle of ideals, of philosophy, and of everything Kingdom Hearts has been building towards. Now, I have no idea what his powers would even look like, and that's part of the excitement. The Master of Masters feels like someone who could fight with pure unpredictability, reality-bending moves, attacks that seem like jokes but hit way harder than they should. He could be the kind of boss that plays with the rules of the fight itself. In fact, I've also long had the theory that I'm not even sure the Master of Masters should be someone that's able to be defeated by a Keyblade wielder. You see, if you remember that scene in Dark Road when he's sitting with young Xehanort, there's a moment where he basically snatches the Keyblade off of him. Now, can you imagine being in the middle of a boss fight, using your Keyblade, and having the Master just snatch it off of you? One of the things that makes him so intriguing to me is that the main way that the protagonists have been able to fight is with the power of the Keyblade. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1 done a great job of demonstrating just what exactly can happen when Sora doesn't have a Keyblade that he's able to use. And I have a feeling that in some shape or form, something very similar to that may end up happening in a fight against the Master. Because if he's the guy that pretty much created the Keyblades, surely nobody should be able to use Keyblades against them. But whatever it looks like, a fight against the Master of Masters would be about more than winning. It would be about understanding who he really is, and just what exactly it is that he wants.
Is that you, Lucio? You look different.
Haven't heard that name in a long while.
Lucio. Now I know, technically we've already fought him as Braig and as Xigbar, but that was always just a piece of the whole. Back then, he wasn't playing a role, holding back. Even he said it himself during Kingdom Hearts 3.
Figures. If I had a Keyblade, it'd be different.
And honestly, I want to see just how different it could be. Lucio has always been the patient one, watching from the shadows, body hopping through history, carrying out the Master of Masters' plan without ever truly revealing his own hand. A real fight against him wouldn't just be about power, it would be about finally seeing the real him. Not the sarcastic sharpshooter, but the original apprentice who's been carrying centuries of secrets and betrayals. I imagine his fighting style would be heavy, deliberate, punishing in a way that feels earned, wielding the no-name Keyblade with a kind of authority we haven't even seen yet. It wouldn't be flashy for the sake of flash, it would be precise, devastating. The kind of fight that feels less like a duel and more like a reckoning. A full power Lucio boss battle would finally let us feel the weight of everything he's done and everything he's still hiding.
So, whose heart are you?
No one's anymore. They took away my name. Everything about me.
Now, This is going to seem like a bit of a wild card, unless of course you know what my thoughts are on the Nameless Star in regards to who stole her identity. As it currently stands, the Nameless Star is still one of the biggest mysteries hanging in the story. In Kingdom Hearts 3, she tells Sora that someone took her form, and that's a statement that I still think till this day isn't really discussed as much as it should be and is heavily overlooked. Because when you really think about it, that's a huge setup. If someone stole her very existence, there's a strong chance that whoever did it could become a future boss. Now, I don't imagine a fight with the Nameless Star herself, of course, at least not directly, but it feels more likely that we'd be fighting the person who erased her, someone who might have twisted her identity or maybe even taken her place in Quadrado, and depending on who it is, that could turn into one of the most tragic boss battles in the series. Kingdom Hearts has always been good at making you feel something even when you're fighting, and if we end up battling the thief who stole her life away, or if somehow the Nameless Star herself is forced into conflict because of what's been done to her, it could be one of those rare fights that's more sad than it is triumphant. And honestly, this is one of the fights on the list that I honestly believe is a lot more inevitable than you may think. Now, here is yet another one that might shock you, unless of course you watch my theory video that I did a few years ago where you might understand exactly why Scold is on this list. I made a theory video about the idea of Scold stepping into Ava's place as the leader of the Vulpes Union, and it's a theory that I still believe in. But the real reason why I want a boss battle with her isn't just because of what she might become, it's also because of what she might lose along the way. If Scold really is Subject X, if she's been manipulated by Lushu over the past 10 years like I suspect, shaped and twisted while her memories were broken and fading, then the person we'd be fighting wouldn't really be Scold at all. She'd be a shadow, a version of herself stitched together from missing pieces, trying to protect a future she doesn't even fully understand. It would be the kind of fight that hurts from the very first swing, not because she's turned evil, but because she's been made into something she was never meant to be. Fighting her would feel like trying to hold onto the last fragile thread of who she really was, a thread already slipping through her fingers. And it wouldn't just be Sora who feels it, Ventus was also associated with her back in the time of Union Cross. And if she is Subject X, then Lee and Isa were both connected to her before her disappearance. They spent years chasing the memories of a girl they couldn't even name. Being forced to fight her now, without her even fully having her memories and not being in the right state of mind and possibly being corrupted and manipulated, it would make it unbearable for them too. And the part where I think they could really nail this fight if it were to happen is of course with the music. The boss fight theme that we could have here could carry so much weight. Kingdom Hearts has always known how to use music to tear you apart at the right moment, and if the right theme plays, something mournful, something that feels like remembering a dream you forgot, it could transform this fight into one of the most heartfelt in the series.
A real leader knows that destiny is beyond his control, and accepts that.
Yes. Yes. Now I know what you're thinking. Next gen, you're crazy. You're silly. This is ridiculous. Why would we ever fight Sora? But hear me out. When you think about the direction the story's heading, it's not that far-fetched. Consider this. If we do get a Viren Rex game sometime in the future, and if within that game we step into the shoes of Yozora, it's not impossible that the story could frame Sora as the enemy, at least for a little while. And honestly, the idea of fighting Sora from another point of view is just too incredible for me to not consider given a place on this list. Because from the outside, Sora's not just a hero, he's a force of nature. He breaks rules, he rewrites fate, he changes the stories of every world he touches without even thinking about it. To someone like Yozora, who's caught in a harsher, more grounded world, Sora could look more like a threat than a savior. Now, this could end up being a non-canon fight like Sephiroth was, or it could be something deeper. A fight woven into the story itself, showing how far Sora has come and how differently others might see him now. And it wouldn't just be a clash of strength, but it would also be a clash of worlds. Two completely different ideas of hope, survival, and maybe even destiny crashing into each other without either side fully understanding the other. Mechanically, it could be one of the most insane fights in the series. I mean, imagine battling Sora and watching him pull off all the things we're used to doing ourselves. Magic, Keyblade transformations, movements that feel impossible to pin down. I mean, it would be like facing the full weight of the journey we've taken with him, but from the outside, looking in. And maybe, just maybe, it will make us realize just how far Sora has really come. From a kid swinging a wooden sword on the islands, to something that looks a lot more like a legend. Finally, I finally made this damn video. I first teased that I was going to make this video almost 3 years ago. And so to say this video has been overdue is definitely an understatement. And you know, it's kind of funny how this list has never changed. Like, it's always been the same 5 even after all this time. And what's even funnier about that is the fact that since I came up with this idea for the video, we're still waiting for both the future Kingdom Hearts titles with no real knowledge of when either of them are going to release. Like, to be honest, at this point, I'm just letting Square do their thing, and I'll just hope that whenever they do finally drop these games, they're actually worth the wait. In the meantime, I have plenty of other pieces of media to enjoy, and as you guys might have seen earlier this week with my Claire Obscure video, I'll also be covering some of those things from here on too. Now, I don't like to make promises, but I am going to promise you guys this. There will be no more mysterious hiatuses for 2 years or several months without any updates from me. From here on out, I'll be directing this channel down the path it needs to go. And I'm very thankful to any of you who have been with me so far, and of course to any of you who are still willing to follow this channel into the future. There are videos that are long overdue, videos I need to redo, and of course videos that are entirely new, and they'll all be coming very soon. But until then, my name is Next Gen Novelist, and that's all I've got to say, and I'm out. Peace.